Alright, guys, we're back. And we're gonna check this door. It's locked. This wasn't the right gate. You're looking bad. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. Well, I don't know what the fuck house you is. You is. With the ghetto talk. Well, I get tired and I tend to go ghetto. When I get scared, I tend to go ghetto. Sorry. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. But damn it, why don't you fucking tell me which house it is, bitch? Neighborhood's local post box. Level sticking out. Someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but why the fuck not? Fuck with the mail. The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath until I opened the package. The letter read, Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband, and your friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him, Norman. Don't you think you can hold that against me? I'm going to tell him, and get past this. Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but it deserves at least that much. Goodbye. Bitch was a fucking cheater! Can't trust no lying hoes! Damn! So, woman was a hoe. I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. I'm gonna punch that bitch dead square in the face. You cheated on me. Ooh, there's blood. This gotta be my house. It's blood. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. Where are you, bitch? You cheated on me. It's time to work this out. Guess what? You cheated on me. I get half of everything. You get nothing. I held my breath as I approached my back door. I was terrified to step inside. Don't be terrified, bitch. She's gonna get it coming. She cheated on you. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. How fragging typical. The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. Oh, we're pissed now. You cheat on me, you damn hoe! You hoe! You bitch, you hoe! You bitch, you hoe! The door to the basement was locked. Why? Where had I put the damned key? We'll search the floors one by one. There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long I had been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? Yes, it's my mail! I ripped the bill open to read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? Rachel, what you been doing? What you been doing, bitch? The door was stuck shut. There was no fashion keyhole underneath the handle. It's your door busted down, bitch! That's what I do. What? An old photo of Rachel and me stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Yes! I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? 'Cause I believe you done murdered your wife, sir. A television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then it was too late. Rachel was pretty angry about that, I realized. Well, of course she's angry. She'd rather you buy something on her instead of buying a big screen TV. I bet you she didn't complain when she's watching her soaps. Big screen. Oh, look, it's Young and the Restless in big TV. Uh-oh. Our hallway mirror had been smashed. Its pieces scattered around the floor. Oh, boy. Did you have to wreck your house? Did you have to wreck your motherfucking house? I don't like where this is going. A sink which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. That old house was charming for sure, but it wasn't always easy. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old cloth-wooded bathtubs. It seemed impractical at times, It was part of what made this house home. Yeah, well, you know what? I would rather have a shower, thank you. Don't want no claw-footed bathtub and shit. There's blood on the floor. Probably gonna walk into a murder scene. My laptop had been left on, and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yes. Pocketed the key. The laptop was warm. Been running for a while. Yep, I think we done killed somebody. People keep telling me I gotta keep my rage in check, but the books were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked like that man in the house had some of the same books as I did. One book in particular seemed a bit odd. I remembered owning it, but not that edition. Okay. My wife's, Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Of course you did. Inside Rachel's suitcase was a few days' worth of clothes, some personal effects, and a train ticket. As I stared at the ticket, I could feel myself flush with anger and resentment. The date and time matched the receipt I had found. Rachel, why? Were you really going to run away with Norman? Was I really such a monster? I see it coming. You done murdered your wife in a rage, and while I don't condone that, I understand. You know, that's why I watch cheaters, see people get pissed off, and I'm gonna fuck your ass up. I'm gonna fuck your ass up, bitch. You gonna cheat on me? I unlocked the basement door. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. I couldn't even remember our last Christmas. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take the key? Why, of course we did. I took the small key and tried to remember what it would unlock. I already know! There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. We had way too much junk. I had put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. We done killed our wife. We done killed like 5-6 people. The grandma kid found the basement, unlocked the door. We done killed people. We done murdered people. I already knew it. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? Oh no. There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Why, yes we did! We go over Freeman now! I lifted the crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Yep. We came home, we said, bitch, you ain't leaving me! Yes, I am! I said, no! Pah! Time you come downstairs, bitch, I'm gonna show you what for. You ain't ever leaving me. Ever! That's what happened. Already. The crowbar I found would have been strong enough to bust through that cheap wall. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Why, of course we did. We know we're going to find a body. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed the hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? Or was her ass dead because you killed her? Don't look. Oh, I'm not liking this. filthy-looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile, to see what lay within. But I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all, this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within rags, did I finally find my Rachel? It was worse than I could have possibly imagined. Within the folds of that rotten-smelling, heavy fabric was the pale, dead figure of my darling wife. What struck me most was that she wasn't bloody or torn apart. Rather, she was covered in sickly green bruises, and her windpipe had been crushed. The real horror there was that whoever had killed her had done so intimately, with bare hands. This is what had been gnawing in the back of my mind this whole time. What I was afraid of. I thought about all I had seen, and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs, reluctantly, exhausted from my journey. I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. Okay, so now what? Maybe I would use maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. No matter what, I needed some kind of escape. It was my wallet, with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again. Or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? No! No. There was no way that was me out there. I woke up in that house, remember? I wasn't off in any damn forest! There, that was decided. Well, now the fuck what? This was that old photo of the other man and his wife, assumed, found in the house. Recalled those faded remains I had found deep underneath his house. What had he done there? Well, what did I think? Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? No, I don't think so. I wasn't sure that the poor bastard was good and dead. Damn it, chair! He was a victim, not a criminal. I faced forward deciding if we did shit or not. Within the few broken pieces that remained of that mirror, I could see my face had grown pale and weak. Again, I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. The reflection in that grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. I still loved the old-time charm of that claw-footed bathtub, though it seemed like cold comfort then. Rachel loved this part of the house. The quiet in that room unnerved me terribly. It was the keycard I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's. But that was true. What was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? Yes. Must have been him. Must have been using the old locker room. I had made up my mind. The laptop had finally run out of power. How long had it been left running? Damn, it's just, whew. Like now we're trying to decide, did we do this shit or didn't we? Did we kill our wife? Or did we just lose our damn mind? Or something. My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and other important documents in it. I used a digital passcode lock. Did I try to open it? Why, of course. The safe used an 8-digit code. No, that wasn't it. Damn. I couldn't remember. I have a feeling that's going to tie into but probably have to be very diligent to find the code. At least through the notebook I'd taken from the forest. And it were the names that had been written down. That Heather, Oliver, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. Those poor girls. Were they victims of the same person who had killed Rachel? I wondered what happened to the other names on that list, or the ones scratched out on the desk in those wet tunnels. The man in that house. Was he responsible? When I woke up, I had found him dead already. Ooh, yeah, I swear, I'm definitely loving this game. Very fucking dense. From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. Just thinking about things like that made me sick with grief. Okay, so... it seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Not yet. The mail still sat there, heaped on the floor. How long had Rachel been lying in the basement? It seemed like that mail had been there for a while. And we have only one place to go, and that is the basement. I guess I was ready to face the truth now. I couldn't go back into that room again. I needed to put it into this situation, one way or another. Well, so what do I do? There would be no more dinners here. No more chit-chat over breakfast. At least not for us. I couldn't recall when I'd last ate, but I wasn't hungry in the least. Must have locked the door. There was no reason to return to the backyard anyway. That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house a moment longer. Did I leave? Say goodbye to that nightmare forever? Why, of course we did. We said, fuck y'all, I'm done! Since I had arrived in town, things had been difficult. Working in the plant, though, had been good for me. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. Drinking was probably just a way to deal with that. It was almost as if I was trying to beat my brain in its own game. Things stopped making sense some time after that, and my memories of what happened are still in flux. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was a final act of a long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. I wasn't sure what had happened to that other man I had found in the house. He seemed to me more a victim. But what was his role in all this? It was clear, at least, that Norman had been going back to the old plant. Maybe he was the one who had boarded up that locker room, who had been drinking up there in that secret hiding place. So he had killed that guard, then? He must have. Maybe when he found out, or the guard had caught him on patrol. Jesus, Norman, why? I had to catch my breath to take it all in. Up until the factory, things had only gotten worse. But then I had seen something even I wouldn't have suspected when I went to Norman's store. That's when my perspective on all this really started to change. Norman was dead, but I had no idea what had happened to him. Finding Rachel's things at the store, though, had been the ultimate shock. I would get no answers now. but it didn't stop my head from reeling with questions. But as painful as all that was, oh God, I couldn't bear to think about it then again. After all I had done and seen, finally coming home was supposed to be the end of this entire ordeal. God help me, though. It was only the beginning. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It'd only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbors knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge I shouldn't stand there, rather I should run. And that's the end! So, we ended on a very curious note of have no fucking idea what the fuck happened, have no idea, no clues, no answers, nothing. But then again, this game has multiple endings, and I am not going to show them. Was the fact that would take too long. This was an hour and a half just to play, and, well, I think it would be better if y'all went on Steam and bought this game yourself, you know, support the indie developer who made this game, and play it yourself and take your own choices through. Find out. Home is dedicated to my wife Nancy. Watch your back. Aren't you a clever bastard? She probably played this and then look at him. You motherfucker. You can get no look at that night. I can tell you that much. But definitely enjoyed this game. Go support it. Definitely. Share your story at homehorror.com. I ain't got no damn clue. I'm sharing it right now with y'all. Probably be in several parts because I ain't this hour and a half, and no one seems to watch hour and a half videos much. But I'm going to explain y'all what I thought of the game, starting with concept. Concept of your decisions, deciding what happened. This game was basically a video game version of one of those choose your own adventures, which I like those books. The whole RCO does, in fact. Of course, we cheated on them. We always cheated on them, but yes, I'm definitely going to give Concept a 5, because there are other games that did this, like Silent Hill Shattered Memories. I like games that actually react based on your choices and actually change. And actually, you know, like, okay, the story changed just because you did this or did that. I like that. Graphics. 8-bit graphics. Actually, more or less like kind of pixel graphics, I don't know where you say 816. I like the graphics. The graphics had a perfect feel to it. You don't have to get fancy and shit with graphics like that. You could have a grand RPG and have graphics like that, and I'd be happy. You know, someone go, oh, I'm a graphics whore. Well, you know what? I'm going to say a 5 on graphics. I thought they were perfect for this setting. Sound. 5. In a horror game, there are several elements that are quite important, one of which is sound. And this game hit that nail on the head with a sledgehammer. Perfect, giving it a 5 on that. Gameplay. Oh, I'm going to get to that. Controls, I'm going to say a 4. Because it seemed like controller controls seemed a little wonky, a little weird. It didn't really work half the time. And I'm not sure it was my controller or not, but I'm going to give it a 4 on controls. Keyboard controls are fine, but it's like if you're going to offer other ways to control the game, you know, give me an option, you know what I mean? You know, make all the controls at least decent. But again, get mine, but I don't really like keyboard controls all that much, so I'm going to say a 4. And finally, gameplay. This is personal preference. I would have liked there to be a run button so you can move around quicker. But I'm not going to let that bring the gameplay down. I'm going to say a 5. Because I thought that was still great. The gameplay was perfect. I mean, I would have liked the run button, but that was just personal preference. That ain't bringing the game down. Because there was some backtracking, but it was all within short distance. You didn't have to run. I mean, what made it helpful, but I'm not going to bring it down. And, of course, text will give you the final thing on the bottom there. Overall, I did like this game. And I urge y'all to try it, play through it. See what kind of endings you get. If you want to record it, go right ahead. That'll even be more interesting. But until next whatever I do is Big 5 Plus, sayonara. And I think after this, I'm going to start keeping a detailed journal of what the fuck I do every day. So that way, if I ever wake up and see everything a mess, I can just check that journal if I can find it. And find, okay, so I didn't kill anybody. That's good. That means the body laying next to me on the floor here is just some schmuck, and I gotta go find who killed him. Oh, wait, no, it's just someone I didn't like anyway, so I don't care. What?